What is going on, guys? This is Walk Talk Football, the show where we talk about everything that's on your mind. This week, we're down here in Medellin, Colombia, so I figured why not hit up my old teammate, Juan Pablo Angel, who's a local legend, having played tons of games and scoring a ton of goals for Atlético Nacional. He's also a legend from River Plate, from Aston Villa, from the Colombian national team. He also played for the New York Red Bulls, scored a bunch of goals there, so I figured why not have a conversation with him. You guys sent us a bunch of submissions. We're gonna get through as many questions as we can, so let's walk. So, like I said, we're here with Juan Pablo Angel. Juan Pablo, let's get straight to it. Jay Quintero Sports says, why did the Colombian national team players nickname you Ansiedad? Ansiedad.
Jay Quintero, wonder who he is. It was because back on the day when I started to play, I wanted to stay behind and do whatever, some finishing, some technique work after the session was done. And the player was so pissed off because they'd all have to wait for me in the bus while I was still working on the field. So I guess it was because of that.
That's great. That's a great answer. I didn't know that. But I do remember having played with you. You spending plenty of time on the field, in the gym, one-touch finishes, lifting weights, all that type of stuff. Shay wants to know what your favorite Villa moment is.
It certainly has to be, I guess, the goal against Chelsea or a goal against Bolton, and both were in the Carling Cup back on the day. And the one against Chelsea, I'll say, was special because of that was when Abramovich just bought Chelsea. And it was all this huge amount of money that he was putting in, and all these big name players that came to Chelsea had the ability to beat them at our ground and knock them out of the competition was fantastic.
What do you think? And this is another question from Jack. What do you think the state of Villa is in at the moment?
I mean, I think it's not the best state that they're being at. I guess it was something that all of the Villa fans were in a way waiting for, not in a positive way, but the way the club was managed in the last few years, it was a disaster about to happen. I guess it's a great opportunity for everybody just to come together, have a plan to go back to the Premier League where it belongs, and hopefully go back to where the history, Aston Villa should be. It's a very popular team, has a lot of history, a lot of fans, great team to play at, but unfortunately the circumstances right now are not the best.
Good answer. And guys, if you're wondering where we are right now, we are on the rooftop of the tallest mall in Medellin, and this is Juan Pablo's place. There's football pitches everywhere. It's a location. It started as a dream. People thought he was crazy, but now it's a place that you can't even get room on. And it's pretty enjoyable up here, as long as it's not raining at the moment. We are here during the rainy season. Our next question is, what is the hardest thing about Argentine football? And they hashtag Vamos Nacional.
Were those two different things. Yeah. I mean, Argentine football was hard because when I moved from Colombia, the pace of the game was very different, meaning that Argentina was a lot faster than it was here in Colombia, and it was a lot more physical. But I guess the thing that struck me the most when I first signed for them was the pressure. And when you get to play for one of the biggest teams, meaning River Plate or whatever the other team name is, you have to perform. There's no games, there's no one game that you can switch stuff, or you have an obligation to win, you have an obligation to play well, and that's every day, and you'll be called by the supporters wherever you are if you're not doing it, and if you're doing it, obviously you have the recognition, but it is, the pressure was extremely high.
Okay, next one, Juan Pablo. How do you think Nacional season is going to come out, considering our very, very bad run in La Libertadores, but great run in the league?
I mean, it's one of those strange circumstances because we're unbeaten in the league. We have probably the best start in the history of the club, and we're about to break every record in terms of points and goal conceded and goal scores and so on and so forth. But haven't been able to produce the same type of performances in the first round of the Copa Libertadores, which I do understand that is difficult, is different, it's two completely different competitions. We also have a lot of players that were important for the team and they were sold, and it's hard to replace them on time. That due to the circumstances of the market right here. But I guess we still have a chance, and we're going to give our best to try to progress to the next round.
Okay. Do you still follow Red Bull New York?
I do.
If so, what do you think about the changes of the team structure, shifting towards the youth?
I guess, I like to have a combination, and at the end of the day, time will tell. You know, I guess they have a good coach, very good coach. I guess the club is a lot more structured than it was back on the day. They have learned a lot throughout the years about what they require in order for them to be successful. But I do follow them. I know about the results. Have still some friends that are already part of the club, and hopefully by the end of the year we're talking about that the changes that they're making are good enough for them to win it.
Now, this one is, again, what's your favorite moment playing for Red Bull New York? Obviously, I'm starting to realize that it's a little bit different for you because you've scored so many goals in so many leagues, whereas myself as a defender, I have a very few moments to choose from that I'll just take and say that's the best moment, whereas you probably have to look back over this long period of time. You scored so many goals everywhere. So what was your favorite moment that you can at least remember at this time for Red Bull New York?
With Red Bull, I have so many good memories. I mean, my time in there, I love my time in there. I have a strong connection with the club. I have to choose, it's hard, but I will say one that comes up to my mind right away is the one that the last minute free kick against Houston at Red Bull Arena. It was the season that we basically opened up the arena, and the very last minute we have a free kick, and I ended up scoring that goal, and we won the game, and it was basically the last kick of the game. And I still remember the face of the fans at the back. And there's another one that you said one, but I'm gonna give you this one too. When we joined the club, that was the season where the DP rule started, and we play at the Giant Stadium, the old Giant Stadium. We play the LA Galaxy, and that was the first game that Beckham went to play for in New York. And I think it was 83,000 people, and it was a 5-3 or 5-4 game. I don't remember, and I managed to score the last and winning goal, and that was spectacular. It wasn't the best goal for any coach, but I think for the entertainment point of view, I think it was great.
That's incredible. That's a lot. I don't have that. I don't have those kind of stories. I thought you were going to say that when we played together in an all-star team, but we'll save that for another show when you retell your favorite moment playing for Red Bulls was when we played together. I guess let's cruise down to the corner and then ask you a few more and then let you get out of here. I know you're a busy man, but we appreciate the time. What was the biggest game you played in?
I guess the one with the most pressure has to be the Boca River, and the reason being is because you start to play that game 2 or 3 weeks in advance or 4 weeks in advance, and the impact that it has in the city, in the fans, in the state of mind of everybody is huge. And I don't think I was part of any other game that has more pressure or was bigger. Has to be done.
Yeah. Have you ever considered investing in an MLS team?
It depends, I love the MLS. I am a big supporter of it. I've seen it come a long way. When I decided to go back to the MLS, I honestly thought that the sport was going to grow, and I want to be part of that. And seeing it where it is right now, and the amount of room and space that it still has ahead, I think is great. Obviously, if there is an opportunity for me to invest, and if I feel that it's a sound investment, I obviously will do it.
That's great. And finally, last question, what was the hardest away game and stadium, location and team that you played against in your career? Most hostile, or obviously Boca's not going to be an easy one?
Yeah, Boca Junior will be the one. And it's hard because a lot of the questions that you asked me refer to that particular game. River Boca, but it's an easy one. And we go to Boca Junior Stadium just to get there, and where the stadium is located, the way their fans, treat you. There's no other game like that.
Cool. All right, Juan Pablo. Thank you so much for the time, man. It's been too long. It's always nice to come see you in your home country. And guys, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And I guess me and Juan Pablo are just going to hang out here on the tallest mall in Medellin at his soccer pitches. If you're ever down here, come and get a game. You can't because they're all sold out. Too busy.